remarks. Senator, you're recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members, I'm State Senator Tommy Williams. I represent the southeast portion of Texas, the southeast corner of the state, and the suburban areas in the northern and eastern parts of the greater Houston area. My Senate district overlaps Congressman Brady. He's my neighbor and my congressman. I serve, as well as the 800,000 constituents I represent, I serve as chairman of the Senate Finance Committee, and we have jurisdiction over the state's $196 billion biennial budget and all state tax policy. I'm pleased to have an opportunity to appear before the committee today and to testify about the Middle Class Tax Relief and Job Creation Act, Public Law 112-96. The bill contained major provisions, as you know, related to unemployment insurance and TANF benefits. There have been 2 bills that have been filed in the 83rd legislature in Texas that would enact drug testing provisions for certain unemployment insurance claimants authorized by House Resolution 3630. I'm the author of Senate Bill 21, which relates to drug screening and testing as a condition for receiving unemployment compensation benefits by certain individuals. Its House companion is carried by Representative Brandon Creighton. Senate Bill 21 passed out of the state Senate 31-0 on Thursday, April the 11th. The bill had broad bipartisan support. It would require applicants for unemployment insurance benefits to submit to drug screening if their only suitable work is for an occupation identified by the U.S. Secretary of Labor as one that regularly requires drug testing. If the applicant's drug screening indicates that person has used illegal drugs, they can and would be required to submit to and pass a drug test before being eligible to receive unemployment insurance benefits. If the individual is required to take a drug test and test positive, they would be ineligible for benefits, and they must retake and pass the drug test no sooner than 4 weeks after the failed test in order to become eligible for unemployment insurance. There are also provisions that would allow people who had a false positive to challenge the test, and the bill also allows those who test positive to continue receiving unemployment benefits if they enroll and attend a drug treatment program. I expect this bill will receive broad bipartisan support in the Texas House as it did in the Senate, and for it to be on the governor's desk in a few weeks. The Texas Senate also passed Senate Bill 11, which subjects high-risk TANF applicants to drug testing, and those who fail the drug test would be disqualified from TANF benefits for 1 year. However, applicants who fail the drug test could reapply for benefits if they enter a drug treatment program. Applicants who tested positive for drugs 3 times would be permanently disqualified from receiving any TANF benefits. Senator Jane Nelson, the author of Senate Bill 11, modified her original bill to address concerns that children would be hurt if TANF applicants flunked the drug test. The Senate version allows TANF benefits to continue helping dependents through a third party known as a protective payee. If an adult applicant tested positive for drugs, the legislature also received this legislation also received broad bipartisan support and passed the Senate 31-0 on Wednesday, April the 10th. The bill would also remove all sanctions if an adult recipient who tested positive for drugs passes a new drug test after 6 months. The bill requires the Health and Human Services Commission to use the most efficient and cost-effective drug screening assessment tool that is developed jointly with the Department of State Health Services based on a validated controlled substance use and assessment tools. It's my understanding that the Labor Department has not yet written regulations for the drug testing program. It's our hope that these regulations would be issued soon so that the state of Texas can implement the program when these 2 bills become state law on September 1st. Public Law 112-96 also creates a new cost-neutral waiver authority, providing states with unprecedented flexibility on how they use their unemployment benefits to promote the type of pro-work reforms that led to successful welfare program reform in the 1990s. Our state submitted a request on February the 24th of 2012. It was denied on March 16th of that same year, and on April 19th, the DOL issued another statement providing guidance on unemployment insurance demonstration products. Representative Burkett has introduced House Bill 3005 in the Texas House, which would amend the Labor Code to allow the Workforce Commission to use money in the Unemployment Compensation Fund for reemployment demonstration projects pursuant to an agreement or a waiver. We already have a very highly successful program in Texas called Back to Work that's been championed by our Lieutenant Governor, and under that program, more than 5,000 employers have made nearly 31,000 hires as of October 29, 2012. Overall, 57.6% of the Texas Back to Work claimants were still employed in the quarter after the incentive period ended. The percentage jumps to 83.8% when you look at those placements which were successful. The Texas Back to Work Placement Program is $595 cheaper on average than the total benefit cost for a similar claimant who was not placed. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, committee members, for allowing me to update you on this, and I'll be glad to take any questions.